Okay, everybody, happy asynchronous Wednesday, which we know can not exist, right? You can't be happy when you're missing your teachers like this. This is the warm up. I'm going to let you press pause and copy that first half of it, that top half, and then come back and I'll let you copy the second half, and then you go try to do these problems as best you can, and then come back and follow along with us as we go over every answer. Okay? Go ahead and press pause, get those top half. And don't forget, when you see that word estimate, I want you to get in the habit of underlining that first E, okay? And then you're going to write two things, okay? You're going to write easy, okay? The E in estimate means easy. And again, remind you, if you didn't make the problem easy, you didn't do it right, okay? And the other thing, especially if you're good at math, you have probably been doing all of your estimating problems over the last few years by figuring out the exact answer and then doing more work to round your answer. Because you just figure out, okay, what do they want me to say here, right? Yeah, I know how to get the answer. They want me to estimate those. So they don't, right? Yeah. So what you have been doing, if you've been treating the E and estimate like it means extra. So you're going to write the word extra, put a circle around, put a line through it. That means don't do extra work. Your job is to make the problem easy, okay? All right, pause this, copy this down. Okay, you're done copying that down. Now pause it and copy these last 5 problems down, right? And remember, when you see that word of, we're talking about fractions, or even if we're not talking about fractions, put a big X through it, right? Of in math means times. Okay. And here where it says calculate, I'm giving you a rate or a ratio, and you are going to apply it to another number. Now, $17 per hour, that's a rate. It's a ratio with 1 as the second number. $17 for every 1 hour, right? But this is a ratio where you have 3 pounds for $5, and you are going to apply it for how much would 12 pounds cost. Okay? All right, copy that down. Okay, if you have to rewind and go back because I didn't give you enough time to press pause, we'll do that, right? That's the nice thing about having a video is you can stop it, rewind, and you can go see something again. Now let's go ahead and pause it if you haven't done it yet, and then we will go over every answer. Okay, here we are. So we have a warm up with 4 diamonds. That's how most of our warm ups start. And remember, the diamonds start, you have a product on top. That's the answer to a multiplication problem. And you're going to take those same 2 numbers and get the sum, and it should be at the bottom. Now, I know that 3 plus 10 equals 13, but 3 times 10 is 30, not 42. I know that 21 times 2 is 42, but 21 plus 2 is 23, not 13. I need to find 2 numbers that work for both. And if you've been doing these warm-ups, you know that that is the most popular diamond ever. I do that more than any other number. The 42 and 13 is a 7 times 6 or a 7 plus 6. How about 56 and 15? That's going to be 8 times 7 or 8 plus 7, 15, right? 36 hundredths and 12 tenths, that is 6 tenths times 6 tenths. Remember, 6 times 6 is 36, but I had to move the decimal over 1 spot there to pretend it was a 6, 1 spot here to pretend it's a 6. So that was 2 total spots. I have to go back 2 total spots in my answer. Boom, boom. And I get the 36 hundredths. When I go add decimals, remember what you have to do. You have to line up the decimal. So the decimal is one on top of another. Then it comes straight down. 6 plus 6 is 12. I put the 1 there, carry the 1 here. 1, 0, 0. See how it works? Now, 4.5, 4.5. How is that going to work, Mr. Daniel? Well, 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 1/2 is 1 1/2. And 3 and 1 1/2 is 4 1/2. And 3 and 1 1/2 is 4 1/2. Did I just say that twice? Yeah. All right, 5 to the 3rd power is not 15. It's 5 times 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. Then I multiply it by 5. For some reason, a lot of people want to multiply it by 3 after they multiply it by 5. 5 times 5 is 25 times 5, 125. Not 75, not 15. 3 to the 4th power is not 12. It's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. That ends up being 81. 2 to the 6th power is not 12. It's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That ends up being 64. 4 to the 4th power, Mr. Daniel's favorite number, 16 times 16, 256. And 1 to the 8th power, 1 times 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 1. That's 8, right? No. 1. All right, 1 times 1 is 1. Times 1 is 1. Times 1. 1 to any power is going to be 1. 10 to the 7th power, there is a trick with tens and powers. You take a 1 and you put that many zeros. So in this case, there's a 1 with 7 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go back 3, put a comma. Go back 3, put a comma. 10 million. How hard was that? 1/3 to the 3rd power. That is 1/3 times 1/3 times 1/3. 1 times 1 times 1 on top. 3 times 3 times 3 on the bottom. That ends up being 1/27th. Okay, this next line of problems are called square roots. And though you read this, the square root of 16 is, the square root of 49 is, the square root of 64 is. And what does is mean in math? Equal. And what you do is you ask yourself, what number times itself is 16? Now, some people are going to want to say that's 8. Well, 8 plus 8 is 16. 8 times 8 is not 16. What times itself is 16? What number squared or to the 2nd power is 16? 4, right? 4 squared equals 16. The square root of 16 is 4. What's the square root of 49? 7. Square root of 64? 8. Square root of 25? 5. Square root of 36? 6. The square root of 81 is 9, and the square root of 100 is not 50. It's 10. The square root of 9 is 3. Now, what is the square root of x squared? What number times itself is x squared? X. So the square root of x squared is x. Yeah, you didn't think you could do that, but you could have done that, huh? You saw x squared and said, oh, that's too hard. I can't get it. Give yourself a chance, right? Swing the bat. Sometimes you get a home run. Okay, don't strike out with the bat on your shoulders. That's the worst thing ever. Swing so hard that you come out of your shoes. You're trying to hit the ball so hard, right? All right, I love this word, estimate, because my job is to make the problem easy. 384 is not an easy number to multiply. My job is to make it easy. Some people say, well, 380 is easier, but do you know how to do 38s in your head? If you don't, then you're still working too hard. Make it easier. What a nice even 400. That's like a 4. Nice even 40. That's like a 4. 4 times 4 is 16, but I moved the decimal over 1, 2, 3 spots, 1 for each zero. 16,000. Boom, I'm done. Did I make it easy? Yeah. Did I get close to the right answer? Yeah, probably. I wonder what the exact answer would be on this one. I'll bet it's pretty close. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 8 is 16. Carry the 1. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1, 7. Put a placeholder. 4 times 4 is 16. Carry the 1. 4 times 8 is 32 plus 1, 33. Carry the 3. 4 times 3 is 12 plus 3 is 15. Let's add them up. 12, 11, 16,128. My estimate was 16,000. You kidding me? That's pretty close, huh? But I needed an estimate, so I didn't have to do all that work. I just did that to double check, right? You don't have to do that. The E means easy. 916, that is too hard. Let's make it a nice even 900. 788, let's make that a nice even. Some people want to make it 700, but really think to yourself, is this closer to 700 or 800? It's a lot closer to 800, right? So you want to make it easy, right? 700 makes it easy, 800 makes it easy, but 800 is much closer. You want to make it easy, but get close. Get as close as you can while making it easy. Okay, now this is just 9 times 8, 72, and then I got 1, 2, 3, 4. 720,000. Boom, done. Don't you love that word? Yes. Don't treat it as extra. Don't go do all this work and then round your answer. You might have done all this work, round your answer, still got 16,000, but you're not doing it right when you get that. So some of you have been able to do it wrong and get it right, but if you're doing that extra work, you're losing the whole idea of what estimating is. Estimating is most of the math that you're going to do in real life. Unless you're a scientist and do math every day in a lab and have to have exact answers, most of the math you do in real life is estimating. You just want to make sure you're not getting ripped off, right? You just want to make sure they're not charging you too much. You just want to make sure you don't run out of gas, or you have enough flour to make those 3 batches of cookies. That's what estimating is. Okay. You want to make sure you got enough. You want to make sure you're not getting ripped off. Okay. Time is more important to you than getting the exact answer. So 216 times 391, let's make that 200. And let's make that 400. 2 times 4 is 8. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 80,000. Boom, I'm done. Okay. Love that word estimate. Okay. Some of you look at that and you cringe and say, oh, I'm going to have to do some extra work. You might not have thought to yourself that you're actually doing extra work, but if you did that and rounded your answer, you've been doing extra work. And oftentimes I find that kids that are good at math are the ones that are most guilty of doing these wrong by doing extra work. Okay. Learn how to do it right so you can learn how to have a little bit easier life, right? All right, of means times, right? Now, the cool thing about this I want to show you, I can turn 88 into a fraction by going boom, boom, put a 1 under it, right? And I can multiply across the top 3 times 88 and across the bottom 4 times 1 and divide the bottom into the top. But I want to show you a trick here, okay? If this was 1/4 of 88, when I got done multiplying, I would have 88 on top and 4 on the bottom, and I'd have to see how many times does 4 go into 88. 4 times what is 88? And that's 22. If you can figure out how many times 4 goes into 22, then all you're doing is you're multiplying 3 times 22. See that? 3 times 22 is 66. Same idea here. 1/5 of 60 is 60 divided by 5. Okay, and that's 12. So 3/5 of 60 is 3 times 12. See that? This is kind of a cool trick when you learn how to do it. Okay. Okay, and again, go rewind and watch that again. I did it kind of fast. Okay, what are we going to do here? We're going to say, what's 1/7 of 28? 1/7 of 28 is how many 7s go into 28? How many times does 7 fit into 28? Again, when I multiply, I'm going 7 into 28. That's the same as 4. So if 1/7 is 4, 2/7 is 2 times 4. 2/7 of 28 is 8. If you practice this and take your time and think these through, you will get to the point where if someone says, what's 2/7 of 28? You can figure that out in your head. What's 4/7 of 28? Well, 1/7 is 4. 4/7 is 4 times 4, 16. What's 4/5 of 60? Well, if 1/5 of 60 is 12, 4/5 is 4 times 12. 4 10s and 4 2s, 40 and 8, 48. You'll be able to do some of this in your head. I know I did that kind of quick, so the advantage of having a video is you can stop, rewind, watch it again. Do that. $17 an hour, 24 hours. I'm just doing 17 times 24. Okay. You go add, and I get $408. My son is getting $17 an hour working for a moving company right now. If he worked 24 hours, he'd get $408. Wow. Sometimes they give him tips, right? All right. I'll give you a tip. Show your work on your homework. That's my tip. All right. 3 pounds is $5. What's 12 pounds? Well, let's write a ratio. $5 for 3 pounds is how much money for 12 pounds? Okay. Now, sometimes you would have to make this a rate. I'd have to divide the 3 into the 5. But since 3 fits into 12, I can treat this as an equivalent fraction. This is called a proportion, right? proportion is what it is, but you can often treat a proportion as an equivalent fraction. Okay, so 3 goes into 12 how many times? 4. What's 5 times 4? 20. So if you can get a 3-pound bag of apples for $5 and you want 12 pounds, well, you have to buy 4 bags. That's going to be $20. Okay? Hey, have a great day, everybody. We look forward to seeing some of you in person again mañana, right? Aloha Thursday. All right, see you then.